My top is going to have a swimming pool. The bottom of the ship, I'm going to need to be relatively flat because I do want it to land on a planet. And I want there to be a hangar which has a nice gate that opens up onto the planet, and I can drive some speeders out of it. So I don't want there to be like a giant bulge on the bottom where I'm putting my nice open floored room. But I'm going to need it to be substantially below where the pool is, and I want the pool to be like that many blocks deep. Alright, so we got that. I don't know if I'm going to put the main lobby room. I think what I'll do is I'll stagger them and have them be kind of in the middle of the ship, maybe slightly towards the front. I want to have nice, tall feeling ceilings. So what I might do is have a 3 tall ceiling in the main lobby room, where it's just going to be kind of a lounge, and I can do other decorative things in it. So maybe a big room like that, and then we will have a halfway up room that is similar size. Normally I'd be drawing this on graph paper, and this would be a smoother process. In fact, I could move that up one if I wanted to, but I think not doing it will be more interesting, because that will leave interesting room below it. And this can be, it can actually be open to wherever the pool area is. Interior space-wise, it can be the same airtight space. That's kind of risky, but yeah. I actually think something like this. None of this makes any sense until I actually start building it, but this helps me frame out in my mind where stuff is going to go. So this room will then have some sort of overhang, and then the bubble ceiling will start over this room slightly, and you'll be able to look down into this room from poolside areas. This whole thing's going to have to get scaled up, I think. I think it makes sense. I want to kind of section the crew and the guests away from each other a little bit. And I'm thinking of putting the guests. Do I put them in the back of the ship or the front? Normally I would want to put the crew in the front of the ship, but I actually think putting the crew towards the back, and then I can have large engine rooms and stuff for them to work in. So I'm just going to say, like, crew is back this direction. And passengers are going to be towards the front. I'm going to have a kitchen, and the kitchen is going to be towards the kitchen and a dining room. That's probably what's going to go like right in the middle of the ship here-ish. And that will also have entrance up towards the pool, or staircases that go under it. Yeah, staircase, but path that goes under it to this room, and staircases that go down to this main room. And this will be a less important room, because in front of this we're going to have, this actually might be, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the space down here, honestly. Maybe I won't do 3 big rooms, but in front of this is going to be where the crew quarters are, or the guest quarters will be up this direction in a nice hallway. And then we'll have food court pathways to the other parts of the ship. Below it, in the front of the ship, that is going to be where our hangar is, to go out and see the world. We are going to park our little speeders in it, and it is going to be able to lower down like so, and probably be hangar back to perhaps about here. So they come out, go through the food court, and then perhaps we'll have a main stairwell somewhere in the middle of the ship here, and that will let them access the lower rooms, the upper rooms, and the pool. Just kind of frame that idea in. I think having a main stairwell in the back wouldn't be bad either. Perhaps having more gradually flowing stairs back here. The back center, we're going to have some sort of gyro area. Honestly, that's going to go right below the pool. Gyroscopes, we're going to need some projectors in here. Actually, we can put those anywhere, but I'll probably want to put them here. Gravity, safe zone. I do want a safe zone block, so that's going to have to go in here somewhere under the pool. This whole thing's going to have to get larger so that I can accommodate everything like that. What else is on our list of things that I definitely want? I want another hangar, a small hangar. I think I'm going to put that in the back of the ship. Either opening on both sides or the top. I kind of think a top one would be cool. I haven't done that in a long time. And it makes walking easy around it. Dining area, lounge area, pool, safe zone. Got that. Main side airlock, that's going to come way later. Yeah, I think we got like the main chunks of the ship, like where they're going to be figured out. And assuming that's going to be one of the hangars, I could put the other hangar in this region. That wouldn't be bad. It kind of balances the ship, so I have the big empty spaces in the ship near the front and the back. That will make those areas slightly lighter, which is important because that'll make our ship more maneuverable, which is always good. Then I need fewer gyroscopes to turn quickly. Fewer gyroscopes means it weighs less, so I need fewer thrusters, which also means it weighs less. It's just a good efficient ship design to do those types of things. So I always try and keep them in mind. Also, having some of the functional blocks nestled in this area, it could even be that this whole bit down here is a lot of the like reactors and different things like that, battery banks, stuff that's heavier is going to have to go perhaps in this region. All right, now I need to start laying out. I want to lay out a couple of the rooms before piecing it together, just to be sure that I'm going to have like a pool that looks nice. I don't want to build my ship and then like try and stuff a pool into it and not be able to make a decent pool. So I'm not going to go for a huge pool because this is going to be not like a massive cruise ship. It's going to be more like a private cruise for, 5, 10, 15 people. But I do want to have a pool that feels good to, like you could actually jump in it and swim around. And hopefully I'll get it to look nice with the projector blocks. It's always something that's really hard to do. And I'm trying to not use a whole bunch of subgrids on this because I might actually build this ship on our server. We'll see. It's definitely something I'm considering. And I'm going to definitely want all of the edges to the swimming pool to be half blocks so that I don't get the armor edges. I know you can get rid of them with mods and whatnot, but if I can get rid of them without it, then it's never a problem to begin with. That is a super basic shape. I think I want my shape to be a little more interesting than that. And I might go for an L-shaped pool. Slightly L-shaped. I think that would be better. And it will break up. Sorry, it'll break up the symmetry inside my ship as well. Which is always a good thing. Make it more interesting to walk around in. We are going to make the corners nice, just like that other one. Alright, let's walk around this a little bit. That feels like a decent sized pool. I need to fix this side still. This side's a little bit stupid still. Let's make it a little bit longer. Yes, there's absolutely going to be fish tanks. Yeah, I love that block. That's half the reason that this month's build competition is luxury things, so we can use the new blocks. There's a water theme going on here. Swimming pool, fish tanks. That feels pretty good. And I can make this side actually a shallower pool. And then we can step it down towards the other end. Somehow, it's gonna be a little tricky with the edges there, but we should be able to do it. Yeah, we'll be able to do this. We're gonna make it slightly deeper on this end. And we're gonna get rid of more of these armor edges. Process. Edge free. That is the goal for luxury. Chapel, ballroom, vault. A vault. That's a good idea, actually. I'm gonna add that to my list. Actually, I might add a chapel too. A chapel for worshiping Clang, and put like a small grid in it that's just a bunch of pistons and rotors. That'd be kind of funny. I'll add that to the list too. In case anyone's religious on the cruise. Ballroom. I think one of the main lobby areas will have an open bit. I don't think the ship's gonna be big enough to have like a full-size ballroom in my mind. Like I could have like a club room. But yeah. Okay, vault. I like that. Chapel. And I might have like a little nook. I like a full-size chapel, but like one of those like it's a hole in the wall and it's got like a shrine. And it'll be a shrine to Clang of some sort. Yeah, the safe zone works really good as water, but then I'm not gonna have it when I'm moving the ship around, and I want the water to still look like it's there while flying around. I'm gonna have a safe zone, but yeah. All right, yeah, I'll check the Discord for images. Trying to get that classic pool color here. I wasn't actually planning on using this as my final layout, but honestly I might. I'm kind of happy with how this one turned out. We need to do a little bit more. Want this whole bottom bit to be blue. And if I put most of the utility stuff below the swimming pool, it's not going to matter to me that I have weird blue walls there. I need to change the sun angle so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. There we go. Alright, passable swimming pool. We'll work on decorations for the rest of the room later, but that gives me a good feel for at least how big I want this part of the ship to be, which will help me scale the rest of it, because this is going to be one of the larger areas in the ship, I think. I want to make sure we have an odd center to our ship. So that's 4 on either side. Okay. Still feels good. Symmetry without too much symmetry. And I'm going to continue my theme. I'm actually just going to start building out from here just a little bit. Even if this changes dramatically in the future, I've got ideas, and it's always good to build while you have ideas. I want this to be this wide on the side, and I'm going to want a railing across here so that the pool can look down on whatever room I end up putting essentially in that place right there. And my hotbar is empty. What's going on? Oh yeah, it's like completely empty. Let's set up a little bit of decoration on our hotbar here. What do we usually have? We got our catwalks, our railing. Just start with that. Add things as we need them. Alright, so it's going to be like this. And it might even have a staircase over here, which will be a little bit different. I think the room would end. So we're gonna formalize that, and we'll just place that in. That's where the walls are approximately going to be for now. And on this side, the room will end a little bit sooner. Again, for internal variety in our build. Something like so. And we'll smooth the inner wall here. Oh, we can't really get rid of those with this, can we? Whatever. A few ridges isn't going to kill me. Hopefully. Alright. Staircase. Fix this wall. Formalize that a little bit. And we'll do it slightly differently on that side. Yeah, it feels kind of organic, and that is what I'm going for. I do think I'm going to need this to be like that, though, to get a nice staircase going down here. And this wall's a little bit awkward, I'm not gonna lie, because I have this little gap that I'm not really going to be... Yeah, I could put a railing on it, never mind. We could put a railing on it, and it'll keep things interesting. Sometimes when there's imperfection and you have to build around it, it makes your build better. So I'm going to keep it like that. Along this side, it would be nice to have like lounging beach chairs of some sort. So I might build some small grid beach chairs into this. I don't want to have too many crazy subgrids, but I think around areas like this where you're really going for luxury, it wouldn't be completely out of place to do something like that. And I'm going to want windows mostly around this. And beyond the windows, it is just going to be the top of the ship. So you'll look out from the pool. You'll be in a glass dome of some sort, and it'll just be space, or a planet above you, or the sky of a planet, something like that. So you've got a really nice pool area. What do I want to work on next? I go for going down and building the kitchen region. Or do I work on thruster stuff? Maybe I just block out the ship a little bit better for the nice areas. Like basically do the same thing I did over here, but get the actual scale for all the different regions. I think those things are going to shift though. I'm trying to start in the middle of the build and work out in either direction so that I don't end up having to make it larger in the middle after already building the ends, because that's a pain. You have to like cut the ship in half and shift everything and then re-smooth where it meets, and it's just easier if you start from one point in the ship and can smoothly build out from there. I'm not going to have super efficient conveyors for this vehicle. Right now what I'm thinking is this space down here will probably be my primary conveyor layer, if that makes any sense. And then I won't have to run a crazy amount of conveyors in a bunch of different places. And the pool is 3 blocks deep, basically. Feels pretty good. I'm gonna round off this wall. And we're gonna add a little bit of variety for the roof here. Do I want... I think I want it like that. So that will be my windows on that edge. I want to have some bars that go wrap all the way around with my windows, just to make this feel much more secure. I want it to be kind of open, but I want it to be, you know, look like a spaceship still. So perhaps on this side, I do use the slopes. Just remember, we are going to be mirroring the ship shape to a degree. Yeah, I want the room to be a little bit longer here. I just decided that. I don't know why I want it to be longer there, but I do. Just sounds like it would be cool. Alright, and then we're going to have vertical support beams going up this side. 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks, like so. And these are straight across from each other, which would be perfect. I almost want to... Should I just remove this one? Yeah, let's just remove that one. So it kind of mirrors the other side still. So we've got nice big open areas. It'd be kind of cool to have a diving dock, but like a diving board, but I don't know where I would put that. I don't have like a lot of room. Again, I could just do that with small grid, and I could put it over on this side. I also don't have a staircase going down in the pool, which I think is an oversight on my part. Perhaps I could just put in... It's all half blocks, so there's not a great solution to this. I suppose using one of these again is the solution, and then we can use a short one, and we can repaint this. And I actually think the... Where is it? There you are. Oh no, it's the wrong way. I was hoping that would kind of look like steps, but it's the exact opposite way I want it to be. Shoot. Well, that's not going to work. Sci-fi armor has tubes and whatnot. That doesn't really work either. It's too bad. I don't think there's going to be a good way for me to put a staircase in here. For now, we'll leave it like that. We're going to have to repaint a lot of this at the end anyway, because I don't think I'm going to be using the clean armor for everything. It's going to be a pain to repaint, but when isn't? When isn't that the case in Space Engineers? So we'll live with it. Go like that, and let's get some braces across the top. Ooh, that is not where I wanted it. Huh. Yeah, I guess that works. Does that feel high enough for the interior space? Get a little more. Stern mod. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do this without any mods, just because I do want to build this on a server. And if I switch servers in the future, then if I don't have any mods, it pretty much will always be something I can build. That looks kind of weird, but kind of good. Do I try and do that on the other side? Let's leave it strange like that, actually. And maybe we make the bubble a little bit higher on this part. Nah, we'll keep the bubble the same height. Let's get some glass in here just to make sure that I'm not going crazy and I'm not making a shape that you can't make airtight, because that is a serious risk in Space Engineers. Could very well be the case. Right, so this will be the end of that room right there. We will round the corner though, because sharp corners don't look nice. Don't look luxury. And we can put something in the wall here actually. Maybe we can put, we'll put like a counter, like there's like an ice cream thing here. Like that's super common on cruise ships, right? You have a pool, you have ice cream. Because this room will be kept nice and warm so that people swimming can relax, enjoy themselves properly. I'm just going to throw this in really quick. We need desks. What the heck? Grab what I tell you to grab. Just grab some of our decorative interior stuff and just put it all on the hotbar right now while I'm thinking of it. This, just have a couple counters, and right here is a perfect place for a little corner. So, and on this side we have kitchen stuff. So one has the kitchen stuff. This one? Lots of cargo crates. Oh yeah, here we go. This kind of looks like ice cream stand-ish. Go like that. And this one will wrap around so you can get beverages here. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you have plugins, then it doesn't really matter what the server does. I mean, it still does, but it gives you more options. And this is a little claustrophobic, if you ask me, up here. So we're gonna spread this. But I could put signs up there if I don't. Do I want to bring it up or do I not? I think I do want to bring it up just a little bit. And we can't really put signs up here because it's blocked by the other blocks anyway. There we go. Smooth it out just a little bit. Already got a little food stand over here that you can go to. And staircases will be right here. So I did want this room to kind of go back a little bit here, but now I'm starting to think that it really doesn't need to, unless I want to put in a sauna, slightly separate room, or have a mini pool over here. It would have to be super small. Though, I could do it. Let's just see what it looks like. It would just be like really, really small like this. And right behind it would be the walls that end this room. So you could walk around it if you really wanted to, but it doesn't make much sense to do it. And I actually think I could have this be the ending pillar there, and this be a pillar like that. I could even fill in, I could have this will give us more room on the other side to do whatever we want. Ooh, fell into the pool. Staircase here. Or just hallway. It will really depend on what we decide to put in front of this area. And I want to have that be like that. Again, avoiding super smooth, harsh surfaces as much as possible for this entire build. So every surface is going to be kind of interesting. In fact, I might even do something like that. Nah, not on that side, but on this side, that's fine. And on the outside, because we do want it to look good from the outside, we're going to need to continue our theme. And I know what I'm going to do to make this look decent. We are going to use more of these nice angled ones. And we're going to cover up where the glass is going to have to cover. So it's going to have to go approximately there. so that I can do some overlay with glass and make sure it's airtight. It's not accurate to the interior, but you're not going to be able to tell from the inside, and you're not going to be able to tell from the outside, because I need to cover this block entirely and this block entirely, which means I can angle then with blocks here. All right, we need our 1x1, 1x2 face goes there, 1x2, 1x1 face. Oh, dang it. All right, let me just show you what I'm talking about. From the outside, these are gonna be like that, but those blocks are not airtight, so I can't use them here and there. I have to use different blocks there. And I think I'm gonna do a nice staggered look, because it always looks better than flat look on these. So you go something like that, and then on the end you just use a small flat one. And then from here, I would probably just go with the tall ones on this. I think that's fine. And placing these all on the outside will ensure that I have room to build on the inside, which is important to me. And we will just overlap for now, I think. It is very square, but from the outside, it doesn't look as square because we have the rounded armor, which goes up higher than it. I think that makes everything just a little bit nicer. And this is a little bit of a strange location. So we'll go something like that. Actually, get some weird shapes that I might be able to make work. There we go. All right. The shaping's looking all right on the outside now. I'm gonna finish doming this in. We won't put the dome in this spot right here because I'm gonna want to fly in and out, but we will finish it over here. It's weird. Normally I don't start my builds by designing a swimming pool, but I think starting this build this way is going to be just fine. Let's see. That one will be there, and then that one will be there, and then this one will be there. We can fix this up so that it's the way it's going to be in the end. I need to think of a name for this ship. Alright. Probably won't do that until the end. And then I'll probably end up naming it like something descriptive based off of what it looks like or how long it took me to build it, when I built it. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to naming. I don't know, I always think this staggered look looks better. I think it might just be my opinion though. Like, I think that looks better than just a giant flat window. I know it's not as efficient PCU-wise, but it's not significantly different either, so I think it looks good. And having more bars looks a little bit safer to me too. I even might stagger the ends here to get Similar look. I might do... something like that. Yeah, I think inside that looks better. And we could add stuff along the top here if we really wanted, but I kind of like the slightly more bubble look. I think this will be really nice to hang out in, especially when you have like a moon or a planet up above you, or you're just floating in the atmosphere of a planet. I think it'll look pretty cool. I do want to change this too. Continue the way I've been doing this. Doesn't look as good in this region because it's not, again, symmetrical. So when you look at this window from the inside and the outside, it's symmetrical. This one doesn't look symmetrical here, but I don't know if that's going to be super critical, honestly. Especially if I do it like that here, because then it will be symmetrical on that bar, which will be acceptable. Another type of symmetry, I guess. These are the types of things that I assume when people are building like luxury ships in real life. Like a lot of time and planning goes into making it like look really nice. So just enhances your entire experience. I'm gonna finish this. Just finish this. I guess I have 3 small windows in a row. But I do like the symmetry of that, like when you see the sides. That's more important to me than the layout symmetry. So it's a little painful that I am doing it this way, but I'm gonna live with it. It's very nice the way I want it to be on this side. Not quite perfect on the other side over here. Alright, swimming pool done. Glorious. More or less done. The main room and shape is done. I do need to paint this. And just fill in underneath. Oh no, wrong button. There we go. I don't like the idea of having a one wide hallway. I'm just realizing this now. One wide hallways where people are going to be going both ways down it are not cool. So I might have to change this just a little bit. One and a half wide hallway, I kind of find that acceptable. That's going to look quite strange, but better than the alternative, I believe. And now I can actually make my staircase kind of like this way, zigzag down that way. Instead of forwards, backwards, it can be a left, right. And my doors for getting into these side rooms will be a lot nicer. And that door can go right into the kitchen here. Get rid of that. Now the dangerous thing about designing everything this way is also a lack of conveyors, forethought, and yeah, making sure that you are then going to be able to pump oxygen into all these different rooms. Now this is going to be an open room to room, so I can do the oxygen to the pool room. I can kind of sneak that in just about anywhere. This is going to be a massive open region. In fact, I really should add, if this is going to be a main stairwell, we're going to formalize that situation right here by having a double door and then a double wide staircase which zigzags down into the ship. And that will be part of our bubble system. It might be slightly different. And then this will be the end of that. And let's get some doorways. Get some doorways placed into here. What kind of doors? I want fast-moving doors. Perhaps just using the vanilla door is the way to go for this. And I can put a sign on the end of the hallway here that directs you where to go. I kind of don't like this door being right here, but I do like the wall being flat right in front of this. So we're going to leave the door and we'll put the actual door in right away. We're going to use the nice, what is this from? Frostbite? Fits into the wall perfectly. Should probably slap a battery or two down just to have it. So I can start using my doors. Put this somewhere where I don't need to ever move it. Well, we'll have to move those. Let's decorate this room while we're here. I just want this to be a very simple chunk. Oh, we've got the inset kitchens and stuff now. Holy cow, I totally forgot about that. I think I'm going to put a little kitchen counter there. But let's look at the inset stuff. Is there a decorative 3? Is there a block that has all of these? No. Why? Why don't I have a decorative block that will go through all of these? Unless they're part of the interior blocks? Whatever. We'll just put them all on our hotbar for now. Not the beds. But like inset kitchen? Couch? Yeah. Well, we want the kitchen first, and then we want bookshelf, because that also has kitchen stuff. We want couch, because that's decorative. Button panel, entertainment. What else do we have? Oh, aquarium. That should have been earlier. And then we'll do the beds. Where are the beds? Bed. Bed. Why did that not move? Alright, so what do these inset kitchens look like? That looks alright. This looks more like the kind of thing you'd see in this area, though. How does it look? It looks okay there, actually. Something like that. And then I think some lockers back here would be what I want. Maybe we have some plants. Honestly, I don't know. It just kind of looks cool. I love plants. What does our fish tank look like if we put our fish tank back here? Like, it doesn't make any sense to have a fish tank back here, so I'm not going to do it. But plants kind of make sense. We can pretend these are, like, edible plants. The bed is the one with the lockers on the side. Should have a bed in your kitchen. So unnecessary. Nah. We actually don't need this one right here either. Get rid of that one. And instead of that, what do we put? I'm tempted to just use some beam blocks just to mesh this out nicely. And make this not look strange. That doesn't really work on the top though. Normally I'd like to do something like this, and the beam blocks just don't have edges, so it would make this wall look really smooth, which is a nice clean look, which I approve of that. And, I do actually think I shouldn't be doing so much detailing. I need to get back to like designing the main parts of the ship. I'm getting distracted. I do think actually that I need my little kitchen right there though. It kind of looks weird without it on this wall. And we'll get rid of that one. We can't do this legally. We can use interior block. What is our generic interior? I guess it's this is actually what it is. This will let us access all of our different interior blocks. Maybe some pipes would look good here. Even the old school ones. Yeah, I don't mind that. That'll look interesting on the outside too. It doesn't matter if it's super turbo because it's not a spaceship, so who cares? I mean, it is a spaceship, but it's not a battleship. These are kind of cool. Pipeworks. There's some pipeworks back here. Which one do we want? Ooh, that's right, we have these things too. Pipeworks A, Pipeworks B. Oh, I like that one. That one's cool. I want the side though. I want that side there, and I want a counter back here. Cool. We need a light too, but lights are easy because we have an airtight like light block thing now. We got a few of them actually. Inset half light would be cool. They need to add that. But for now, lighting is also one of those things I always forget to do, and it causes me a lot of problems in builds if I don't remember to do it sooner. But that works for like a nice looking light for the whole room. And we've got a nice little kitchen. I'm gonna add these lights in the ceiling here while I'm thinking about it. There or there? That is the question. Building is centered right here, so it kind of make more sense to have it there. But I'm gonna leave it over here, and down here we'll spread them. I guess that is all in line all the way. And we have, oops. We have one more down here to do. We're going to be using all the DLCs for this project, I'm pretty sure. Those lights look pretty good. Honestly, I might use different ones here, but those look okay for now. This point in the build is where we're going to step this down a notch, because I want to move down into the ship. I do want this bubble to be protruding from the top a little bit, and I don't think we're going to have a view out the back of the ship from this bubble. It will be just out the sides of the ship, because the front of the ship is going to be this direction. And this staircase will go down to private rooms. And what do I have down here? A food court, which will kind of make sense because in the food court thing, we'll have the kitchens will have access to this upper area, and I might even change this right here and put a private back staircase going down directly to the kitchen area. I think it'll be a wise thing to do. I'm going to go to our decorative tab and add staircases. The default, I think, is a ladder for that. Yeah, that'll give us all our stairwells. And we're going to do gradual steps because this is a luxury cruise. And we don't want to be stressing out our people at all with steep steps. I gotta put that on a better hotkey because we'll be building a lot of these stairs, I think. I think from here, the staircase will turn and it will go straight forwards. And we will have a slightly off-center, but fully too wide hallway, which would be really nice for decorative purposes. So we are going down quite a few steps to get here, but I think it's going to be worth it. And where we go down further is going to be right over here. And I'll put that in line with this landing. It actually might only be a one wide staircase. We will see. Enough room for signs, and again, making this as edge-free as possible. That will be the ceiling to our front area. Hey, I am building a luxury ship for this month's build competition. So far, I kind of blocked out the types of rooms I want to have and where I want to have them on the ship, and now I'm kind of going through and slowly building out each room, kind of starting from the middle of the ship and then working my way towards the front and the back. And we'll work on... we have to tweak a lot of this to make it more efficient at some point, but for now, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, the luxury stuff. Once again, the sun is in a really annoying angle for what I'm working on. I feel like that always happens. What the problem is I'm directly lined up with the rotation angle of the sun, And I need to be more isometric. Something like that would be better. This is my roughed out design of where I want things. I have a pool, lounge room, back hangar, cafeteria. The front area is going to be guest rooms, private guest rooms. Below that is going to be a front hangar. And then we have a bunch of room in the center and the bottom of the ship for utility stuff, gravity, safe zones, projectors. What did I say before? Gyroscopes, tons of gyroscopes. We're going to go right in the middle here. And then we'll have power production, thrusters and stuff on the back. We're going to try and make this a really nice ship while making it efficient as well. Oh, I need to do the thing here as well. I totally forgot about it. I was like, why am I moving? I'm not moving. This thing is drifting. Okay, a little bit better. Make sure that I'm going to be able to put railings on here. So I'm going to do it before I forget to do it. And the railings I use for this are not that one, this one. Where are you? There we go. Kind of like that. That works as a railing. I need to put gravity on here. I put batteries on here, and now I need to put gravity on here. I'll just slap it right in the middle of the pool for now. It's going to go right below here eventually, so. I'm kind of tired of walking around and failing because of gravity. I put a... do I need railings? Not really. Nobody will fall into the pools, right? Yeah, it'll be fine. Alright, so this is our main hallway. I would like to use nice doors. I'd like to use these doors. But I guess I can inset them into the wall. And it won't be the end. Alright, so if I have staircase going down here, I'm going to want a entrance to the kitchen area on this side, on the left side here. And it's going to be an open entrance that is going to just be something like that. You walk down your hallway. You can go up to the pool, you can go down to the hangars, or you can go into the kitchen. What other parts of the ship might you want to go to without taking steps? You might want to go under the pool and across to the lobby lounge area back here. So I want to make sure I have an access route to that. Perhaps I put in a 1.5 wide hallway to that as well. But that's not going to actually be like that. And this will be, I have to get pretty low to get underneath there. So I might have to, where are these blocks? Use these ones. And unfortunately, this isn't actually low enough to get under the pool. Unless I made the staircase go down another block. Hmm. Perhaps you have to walk through the food court and walk around the side of the pool to get back there. I'm not entirely opposed to that because then it like brings you through the food court, and these types of ships would want you to do that. Convince you to buy yourself a little snack on your way wherever you're going. So there's going to be a bit of a zigzag. And then we will walk all the way back here. Yeah, I like this. This will work out nicely. And I'll even have a little bit of weird room between the pool and this wall to work with adding some utilities and air vents and things like that. Extra passages. The pool region to be a little bit better from down here. But I do want to step down this fairly quickly. Let's make sure our center line, we're still aware of it. That's going to be the center line of our ship still. So I do want to try and center this room a little bit better than it currently is. How balanced are we? We're 3 wide on that side. Let's just do 3 wide on this side, and we'll figure out what the heck to do with this pillar. I think this will work perfectly. Yeah. Yep. Cool. Excellently smooth. Just the way we like it. And it will zigzag. I want to say out. I like the idea of there being like a little balcony there. I'm just going to slap some blocks there to remind myself. And that doesn't quite fit the way I want it to. Which will make us have more reason to have that balcony. Because I want the staircase to come in there. So the staircase to get down or up to the pool from this side is just going to be a narrower one. And then you'll have to walk around to get all the way down here. That opens you up into this room, which is good. We're going to use some nicer blocks for this. I don't like the way that looks. Beam blocks, that's what we need. Yeah, look, the beam blocks will look a lot better. I actually even think that... no, we're going to use these like that. And then this wall will merge in. We're going to use this one. Do something on this side as well. Oh dear. We're gonna have to do something very different over here. How do we make this look decent? The heck? Oh, we could put windows up here. But really, I just want to just get rid of that. So maybe we'll put a window in right here. Match that with the staircase. Sure. And then we need to do what we did on the other side. I have to figure out how to make this all look good on the outside. But for now, inside is our focus. After you do the inside. We'll let people sneak back here. Oh wait, you can't walk through this? Dude, what is that garbage? Holy cow. Alright, we're not going to let people walk back there. Ignore what I just said. This would actually be a great place to actually use catwalks because they kind of line up better with the ends of the staircases and just make for a more satisfying experience on stairs. There we go. We do need to add railings to the side of this, and I think there's only one good way to do this in this case, and that is with our handy dandy trick using these. I guess I'll just fill this, right? Oh, where is it? Is this the one? No, it's a small one. That's a little bit ugly. We can use a different paint, and that'll just solve our problems. Or, go like this. Which I think I actually like better, so we're gonna go with that. It's a bit jarring on this railing, but we don't have good options for that railing, so we're gonna just make do with what we have. Oops, no, I'm using the wrong paint. we go. Alright, so this is going to be where we have a 1.5 wide hallway that goes all the way to the front of the ship. This is going to bypass all of that area. And this will look down into the food court again, so that you have as much visibility as possible into the area where you're going to spend money on my cruise. And that is on extra food. We're going to have the most delicious food in the galaxy. And we're going to take all your money. That's my mission statement. You will eat, and you will pay. Just want to look at this from the front real quick and make sure I'm not getting too wide with my design. I don't want this to be end up like the Sky P over here, where it's just this giant slab. I'm worried. I'm definitely worried, but we're trying to do our best. What can you do when you're trying to make it walkable without too many stairs? You might be wondering, how are you going to make this symmetric on the outside? Don't worry, I'm wondering that too. And the answer might be that I'm not. I'm not going to do a very good job of it. We will see. Alright, now I wanted this room to have the kitchen on this side, but I don't think that's going to be a reality that we can achieve. So, because I also kind of wanted the kitchen to have its own private staircase that went up to this kitchen. And like I said, I'm going to have to get rid of these batteries. But I might not be able to do that. I might be able to do a ladder, but like realistically, you're never going to haul foodstuffs up a ladder. Yeah, swimming pools are peak luxury, man. That's like, how do you tell that you have a luxury ship? Well, you have a swimming pool on it, because like, what other ships have swimming pools on them? You don't, you're in water. That's the thing. Like, luxury is like when you do something that's completely unnecessary. It's like you're literally surrounded by an ocean, but your ship has a pool in it so that you don't have to go down and get in the ocean. Like, how ridiculous is that when you think about it? So that's why the ship has to have a pool. It makes more sense, honestly, for a space engineer ship, because you might not have water outside. In fact, you won't have water outside because there isn't water in space engineers. But yeah, a pool, it's a great indication that this is a luxury vehicle. A big pool too, like lots of interior space that is doing nothing but housing a pool so people can lounge. I think I have one. I think I want this side to go up too. It's not necessary, but seeing through from one side to the other is kind of cool. I guess I have to have it go up faster, don't I? Man, designing the outside of this so that it looks good on the outside too is going to be a real task. I have no idea I'm going to do that. This is a problem. This is not airtight right here. Might have to do something tricky here. Put windows on the outside. Again, that's kind of ugly. I think I just need to change the bottom of this brace. I need it to just come out like that and mesh sooner, and then I can put pleasant windows in here. I even think that this would be an ideal spot to have the windows come out. And then I can put some couches halfway up the staircase in case the stairs are not luxurious enough for you and you get tired halfway up. Or you just really like hanging out in the staircase. I don't know. Some people like that, probably. And we will make this a smile, because again, we're trying to make you happy on this ship. So instead of a frowning mouth, this window is going to be a smiling mouth. Every little decision. I will make one. We'll make an elevator shaft. How about that? Do you think elevator is acceptable for accessibility? I have a dilemma with this staircase. Heck am I gonna do with this section? Because I need this railing on here. That's why I put the railing on. Because if I didn't have this railing on, I'd be sloping the ceiling completely differently, and then I'd realize I was screwed because I didn't have any room for a railing afterwards. But now it's causing other problems. I know I want this to look down into the food court. And actually, like, fully nice view into the food court. Want to use different blocks though. It's like one of my favorite blocks in the game, if you haven't noticed, is this one right here. It is so nice. Sushi bar with you. Oh, should I put I should put the aquarium block. Okay, so I have I have like an ice cream stand kind of up at the pool. It could double as a sushi bar, and I could put the aquarium block in here somewhere. What do you think? I actually really like that. We could also have one downstairs, so there's just like sushi everywhere. Maybe just do the aquarium instead of the plant thing. I could do that. Do I have room anywhere? Oh, wait, this window doesn't need to be there. Let's look at my LCD shapes. Oh, we've got the new ones. I should integrate some of the new LCDs. I gotta put these on my hotbar to remember to use them. Oh, we also have, oh my gosh, yeah, we could use this. We use like the projector one. I just want to see what this looks like. Oh yeah, I have no power because I killed my battery. I'm like, why is it not projecting? Okay, we'll put the battery in the pool as well for now. Because I know I'm not gonna really change that, and then I can just get rid of them later. So I could make a LCD. I guess I couldn't really do a custom image unless I made a mod pack for it, but I could do something. I could do something up here with the projected image. And I kind of like the way that one looks more than other LCDs would look. Yeah, I can get like a monospace one, but then I won't have like a nice clear background, and I think I would want would want that. You can send me, you can like post an image or post the monospace or something for it in Discord if you want, and I can just slap it up and see how it looks. These are kind of big for this location, but honestly, like down here, I could see these getting used. Like, I could put a couple like this. Beams, beams, beams. Where's the beam I want? Or like down here in this lobby room, I could see those types of LCDs being used because then you can see it from down here and you can see it from up in the pool. So there can be like advertising and different stuff on these, which you can see. And that looks pretty good with those blocks. What would be good stuff to put in a lobby lounge area? I haven't really thought that one through yet. I just know I want to have one, like an area where people can kind of congregate and hang out and mill about. It's not necessarily by the pool, like the pool is upstairs from it, but it's still a nice area to relax. Casino. I feel like that's the kind of thing you'd need. You need a separate room for that, so you can like keep minors out of it. I just need like a general purpose like main room. Actually, it doesn't need to be this long either. Maybe like a little bit shorter, and I could have like different small shops coming out from the sides of it. Yes, pool after the pool. I could see that. I actually could see having some pool tables in here. That wouldn't be bad at all, actually. I think I'm gonna make this room about this big. Let's just formalize that. And then we can have some couches here and there, some plants. I think having some of these tower things, towers, but you know, some of these in here, honestly, just decoratively, would like not be crazy. Just like feel more alive. Maybe just 2 of them. We'll see. I might put those on the ceiling. Well, we could have pool tables, couches, and then this room could end right around here. And then we could have some other rooms coming off the back of it, where you could go in and you could do something else. Other leisurely activities that might need to be separated from the rest. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Why do I always do that? I should be using mirroring right now. Oof, my rotation axis is all messed up for the ship. That is not symmetrical in the least. I feel like a Minecraft villager. Okay, let's make this. Let's get some symmetry fixed here. Oh no, I'm mirroring. I don't want that on the other side. Okay, it's fine. We need to start getting some symmetry going again because we're gonna have to make this look nice at some point. So on the outside, and I want symmetry on the outside, so getting symmetry on the inside is gonna help with that. And that looks terrible, so I'm just gonna get rid of it and make that wall flat there. And got these nice pillars. This room is, wow, wait, the center of the ship is here. Jeepers, this room is not centered at all. That's fine, because then we can have this nook go back. And this can be a nice nook for people to sit in. Which is also something a lot of people like to do. there will be another tier up here that you'll be able to walk around on. And I think it would be good if this had a staircase that went down into that hallway. So if you're coming from the hallway by the food court, you can just continue straight up the staircase and be on this upper layer. Let's make that happen. And then that means that there's two staircases coming off the upper layer, one over there, one over here. In case something weird happens, you do have another way to get down. Always good. Yep, I'm gonna hide that behind something. So we'll go like that. Center of the building is here. Okay, it's fine. Perhaps we can have some. So this side, you're not going to have any view out into space. Maybe I will. Yeah, maybe I will actually. We've got. Oh, I put our center in the wrong place. Okay. Alright, so that's the outer edge. Means we can go to right about there. And we're going to block in just a little bit of the ship right now. Okay. This will all be replaced eventually. But that is a nice smooth edge for that craziness. Oh, how many long is this? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't have to be perfectly the same everywhere. Yes, we are. We're building the September luxury ship. And I'm starting with the non-functional parts because, I don't know, that's just seemed like the right choice for this build. Normally I would do all the conveyors and stuff first, but we're going to just make this look nice. Then we're going to go back and make it function nicely afterwards. Exactly the opposite of my normal building strategy. So we'll see how it goes. So far we have the pool done, or like mostly done. Now we're working on a nice lobby area, a couple different floors, lounge area. We have a food court that'll be way down this hallway. I have to do something to make that hallway more interesting, because right now it's just a long access point from where the rooms are going to be at the front here, all the way to the back of the ship without having to go up and down stairs. And it's not particularly ideal. Underneath the pool here is going to be a lot of our functional stuff. I'm going to try and keep that densely packed right in the middle of the ship. I might even have a whole bunch of thrusters right about there. That will help us lift. We'll see. We'll see as we go. Yeah, we really need to figure out the food court area, but it's not the end of the world if we don't get that figured out immediately. And the ship is ending up much larger than I was originally planning on it being. I was originally planning for it to be smaller than the Sky P, but I can tell you now, it's going to be bigger. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be closer to a like luxury cruise ship and not just a yacht. Yeah. Although I started with a single person lower deck rooms. Yeah, that's that's why I'm starting with the luxury part, like the big open spaces first. I didn't know what kind of scale I wanted to go for, and it's turning out that it's large scale. But once I'm done with these bigger rooms, all the other rooms are going to be smaller, and maybe it won't get too much crazy bigger than like this is going to be at least half of the top right here. Yeah, that's cool too. Luxury apartment. I made one of those already, kind of. So I have some nice small luxury stations that are like private stations. But I wanted to do something a little bit bigger this time. I really was not planning on making it this big, but I made the pool first, and I wanted to have like a nice pool because that was a key feature I wanted to have. And then the rest of the ship has to be kind of scaled to fit with the size of this pool room. And this is just like it's unrealistic to have a pool room this size and then have like 5 guests, in my opinion. Like, I mean, that'd be really luxury. You'd be like walking around and the place would feel empty. I feel like you'd want more like if you have a pool room this size, you probably want more like 100 people on this ship. No diving board? I gotta add small grid stuff later, and I think I will add a diving board. It's just like, how do you add a diving board with large grid blocks? Also, there's obviously not going to be batteries at the bottom of my pool. Seems unwise. 100 to 150 passengers. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Like, with how big this ship is turning out, that's probably realistically more the number of people that should be on this ship as well. Now, I don't think I'll make rooms for that many people because I do want to make more comfortable rooms, but I might make the rooms have like a solid number of beds in each room. Energizing experience with car batteries? Oh my god. The batteries in the gravity gen are just there temporarily because I know I'm not going to be building here anymore, and I'm tired of like having to kill my batteries when I put them somewhere else. Yeah, yeah. I can turn down my settings and I'll survive, probably. That's the thing with this build. It doesn't necessarily have to be a ship. Like you could build a base. You could build a stationary thing on a planet or in an asteroid. It's like it's just luxury and it has to be large grid. So it's very open-ended. I decided to go for a ship because I like my bases to move anyway, so it made a lot of sense to me to make a ship. I'm kind of liking the way this looks on the outside so far, though. This is gonna be a long build. Like it's gonna take me a lot of time. I just realized that. Like I'm 2 hours into the build, and I have a pool. I do have it kind of like figured out where I want stuff, but the like most time-consuming part is the polishing at the end every single time. So like we'll see, we'll see, let's see how this build goes. Cool. I'm glad somebody's, there are going to be some bases in it. I was a little worried people would just be like, oh, we have to build a ship. But I'm glad that people are taking the opportunity to get a little more creative. It'll be more fun to do the tours too, because it won't be like, oh, we have like 10 ships that are all supposed to be the same thing. It'll be cool, like, oh, we got a base here, and then we have a ship, and then we have a small ship, a large ship, and they can all have completely different purposes. Don't mind the beeping. That's my phone. Fun fact of the stream, I plug my phone into my PC, and I use that as my second screen so I can see stuff. But my cable for my phone is jacked up. I gotta get a new one. So it's constantly unplugging and plugging back in, and then it causes my computer to beep. So professional, right? What can you do? That's life. Wait, did you get muted? Or bleeped? That's funny. I don't know what I'm gonna put on this top ledge, honestly. And I think I'm gonna step down the ceiling up there to conserve a little bit more space. Yep, that's what it was. It was USB disconnect. Classic. The sounds of my stream. Just me disconnecting and reconnecting. Song of my people. Oh gosh. That's pretty funny actually. Oh, and now the hunt for shapes begins. Pretty sure we don't have a shape for that. So we're gonna make life work for us, not against us here. I find that acceptable. Oh no! We can't do that, okay. I'm crazy, we can't do that. We can do this though. I feel like you should get a degree in like just working with shapes in this game. Like if you're good at it, like they should send you a diploma or something. You have to take a test like, is there a shape that will mesh these two sides together nicely? And it's like a bunch of things like this. Like some of these are obvious, like I know there's a shape that will mesh this, but sometimes it's not so obvious. Like getting things like this to work, like, can be super awkward. And I think it's turning out pretty good in this room. We're gonna need lights, but I'm thinking of having some nice bright things like this up there. This one's a little bit close to that LED. That would cause like glare problems. I don't know why I care about those types of things. Yeah, that's everyone. Everyone has super specific blocks they need when they're doing a build, and you just have to change your build, and it sucks, but you get used to it. I think I might do that, and then a chandelier. It's a luxury. You have a point. Shoot, there should be a chandelier in this room. I feel like that's the kind of thing you need in the entrance to the ship. Speaking of which, I don't have a proper entrance to the ship yet, and I feel like entering into this room would be a great thing. So, perhaps this is where I need to integrate my airlock. This is bothering me. Never mind my distractions. It's just driving me insane, so I'm gonna just make it drive me less insane, maybe, hopefully. Yeah, I haven't actually, so I have no idea what the Titanic actually looks like, so I'm just gonna reference the movie and assume they did a decent job. And I haven't watched the movie in probably like 20 years, so I have no idea what the Titanic looks like on the inside, but I assume they had like some nice spacious, like grand, like you would enter into like a grand hall and you'd have like double staircases winding up, like old theaters. That's how I imagine the Titanic would be. It's underwater, yeah. It's a tad wet. It's not space engineers because it's got a lot of water with it. Okay, for now we do need some lights in here though. I'm gonna slap some of these in here. I'll put chandelier on my to-do list. How about that? I'll have one somewhere on the ship. All right, there we go. Should be on the list now. Hey, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Welcome to the cult. I feel like I'm gonna say something like that, and I'm not gonna realize that like Twitch frowns upon you joking about things like that. And I'm just gonna get like banned from Twitch. And I'm not really gonna care too much because it's not like streaming is a major factor in my life, but it's just gonna be funny when it happens. I'm like, oops, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Oh well. Yeah, so I'm thinking it's not gonna be a super grand entrance. It just might be over here somewhere, and then you just enter into this room. Because if I wanted it to be a grand entrance, I'd have to have like a nice tall area. I could start streaming on YouTube, honestly. I like, I feel like this platform's just better for it, though. I don't know. I wouldn't have to, like, move my VODs over if I just did it on YouTube, though. It would make my life ever so slightly easier. I need a proper airlock. I don't know. This is kind of tricky, making a nice entrance to the ship, because I need an airlock, and I also need an option where I can do like a large airtight connection to another grid and not have an airlock that you force your people to go through. I could do that. I could do a fully airtight small grid, large grid, have the small grid go through the large grid keen airlock, and then you never leave air. It's possible. I haven't built one of those in a long time, but I know it can be done. I'm gonna leave this just open for now to remind myself that this is an okay place for an airlock. I might think of a better one at some point, and even actually having an airlock like up here wouldn't be bad. So you walk into the ship and you come in like overlooking this, and like you can see the pools up there. You got this nice big room. It feels spacious inside. So either side, right or left there, wouldn't be bad places for airlocks. I've kind of run out of inspiration for that room though, honestly. So we're gonna come back over here and start working on the cafeteria area again. Or maybe we should just block out more of the ship, block out where some of the rooms are gonna be. I'm gonna put down our center line again so I don't forget. Because I do want, I know these rooms aren't gonna be centered. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the rooms go deeper on one side so that I can then make the ship symmetrical in the front eventually. Man, the time of day is still actually terrible. I need to turn this more. Okay. We'll just have it come from the top for now. That bothers me, but... at most of the surfaces I'm working on. Makes my life so much better. Yeah. Yeah, I think he has one. He has a couple. He actually has a whole bunch of videos that use like keen airlocks to do airtight large grid, small grid things. I think those all came out like really close after I put out the keen airlock video. No one calls them keen airlocks but me though. I was kind of hoping that would catch on. It didn't. That's all right. Kitchen area. That's a good spot for that. Maybe I should do the kitchen area here. That kind of makes it weird to be looking into this room from the stairwell, because you'd be looking into the back of the kitchen. But perhaps that's not a bad thing. If this is just like the serving area, that wouldn't be terrible. Yeah. Well, I mean, people that have watched my videos, I use it all the time, so for a lot of people that watch my videos, it's a common word, common phrase. At this point, at least. Yeah, that ball turret thing was pretty cool. I didn't actually watch the video, but like I saw the thumbnail. It looked pretty cool in the thumbnail. Something fancy in it. Something standard. Yeah. It's all trebuchet. Oh my god. You know what? I'm planning on having a small like rocket ship that the guests would be able to take out and just zip around in. Just a really small grid. Uh, I think um, I have no idea what that word is. It reminds me of like crenulations though. Crenulations. Isn't that with like the jagged tops on the castles or whatever? And like areas you can shoot out with bows downwards. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce whatever the heck you just spelled, but yeah, it's probably a thing too that I'm just not aware of. Go for the upside down planter look. It's not a bad look, right? Just trying to think of a way to kind of section off the food area, counters over here. Um, make it look good. A hard time. I think I might do is bring that bit this way. Middle table thingy. I'm gonna make some tables that look like this. I'm gonna make some 6-person tables, and then some 2-person tables. So we're gonna have a few tables that look like so. I actually might, I might make some 4-person tables that are just little round tables. So we're gonna have a couple tables like that. We're gonna have a couple tables that are maybe up against like some windows that are like this, and then I actually do like for cafe areas, the super small 4-person tables are kind of nice. I almost want to say that's a thing that would go well with a couple of them up here. Like having a couple 4-person tables, or even just like some 2-person ones right here. Or wouldn't be, like one right there wouldn't be bad. It is a pool area though, like I don't necessarily want food by the pool. I feel like that's something you get told not to do. It's a health hazard. Well, umbrellas. And yeah, if I could put an umbrella in the middle of this table, that'd be cool, but I don't think I can. I could put shades above certain areas, because I do have real estate on the ceiling to do that kind of thing. I think I'm gonna have to make this room come this way. And then I can put the seating over here. I was gonna put the kitchen over here, but I want the kitchen over here because I want to find a way to get a staircase from the kitchen area up to this kitchen area so that the 2 kitchens are connected. Fake sand. I bet if you painted it nicely, you could get like the frostbite armor to kind of look like sand. Obviously, you'd need to have like no edges, but like you could make that look like a beach kind of, 100%, maybe. 100% of the time, 50% of the time. A sand texture? Dude, they have a... Oh, they have a sand texture for voxels. But I can't move voxels, unfortunately. So, it doesn't help me particularly much. This walkway is in such an awkward spot, honestly. I kind of hate that it's there. Maybe what I need to do is I need to put the walkway on the other side here. And then instead of having a staircase that goes down right away, the walkway goes straight. And then... do I need that? That's the floor, isn't it? Well, we can make this half blocks. And instead of having the stairs go down right away, the stairs turn and go down that way. And then if you want to go straight, the walkway here goes straight across, because this would come in at a very nice location. And I wouldn't have to deal with going through the cafe. Oh, you mean the dusty armor from whatever it was? There is one. It's like a Pertam armor, but it looks like normal armor, just with dust all over it. It doesn't look like sand specifically. It's this one, the dust armor. Like, it doesn't really look like sand, it just looks like dusty armor. And it doesn't even look that dusty unless you're using a vibrant or very dark color. Yep. You know what? I don't like this. I don't like this at all right here. I think I'm gonna get rid of it because it's just... It's an awkward path. I actually like the way this room turned out, integrating it, but I don't like the path itself. So we're gonna take a step back and just remove that. And maybe this is the opportunity I needed to make the nice entranceway. Like, I could make a nice entranceway on this side, perhaps, coming in here. Instead of doing it on that side, this side's a little busier. But then on this side, I could have the long passageway, which I think would be all right. It does go under the pool, just a little bit. We can paint the hallway in this spot and make that okay, honestly. So it's not going to kill me. And also, this is the hot tub, so we could do something different with the floor on that one. We don't have to make it blue. We could just leave it white. That would not be terrible. All right, so have it step down there, perhaps. Then when you come to the end of the hallway, you have the option to go across that side, up to the pool, or straight to the cafeteria, and you wouldn't have to go through the cafeteria to get to the other side of the ship. I know I did that on purpose before, because I was like, we're going to send you through the cafeteria, and then you're going to spend money on my food, but it just makes the cafeteria really hard to build, and I don't want to deal with that. What it comes down to, I just don't want to deal with that. And this side's already bulging out more than the other side. So if I can get rid of this walkway, I can kind of bring both the sides in, which is to my liking. Oh, I could put the elevator over here? Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out where the heck to put that elevator. I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. I need to put that on my list, like chandelier. I might leave a. No, I'm gonna add that to my list real quick so I don't forget. There we go. My list is just getting longer and longer. I have more room to work with here now, though. Trying to integrate this upper kitchen area, which makes me happy. And we can clean up a lot of that. And that slims up the ship a little bit more. I mean, of course, I'm probably out of it, go out a little bit anyway, but keeping it as trim as possible for now is good. I'm trying to be like space efficient here. I don't know how well I'm succeeding, but I'm trying. And we can just get rid of this entirely. For now, maybe we can integrate that in the future. But now we have this nice kitchen area sectioned off. Kind of go like that, and then you can order food and pick up food right here. Yeah. A lot of times that's how I feel too. I just like, I don't want to do it. I'll give ideas to other people, and I put off doing my builds a lot sometimes. I also kind of like when I'm doing my builds, it's kind of fun to stream while I'm doing my builds because I get ideas from other people and it helps with inspiration. Why I'm making that look nice, that's just going to be ceiling. And I can do whatever the heck I want in the kitchen area, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to work on the dining side of it. And I do think I'll let it wrap around just a little bit. We might have like a short bar area here, and then that would work with letting you see inside. Then we can have a little bit of seating. Ideally, you'd have like a greeter right there, though, so maybe the bar would have to be back further. And you'd have like a greeter there or something. Trying to like get more surface area on this bar area, but it is not working. Like an awkward space here. Like, why would there be one chair? That's just weird. We're just gonna have no chairs. And it would just be like a longer, you're just gonna have to stand. I wish there was a version of this desk that had 3 chairs in it. Or like 2. 2 would be reasonable. But there isn't. There's just 1. Which is nice if you're a gamer and you just want a nice big desk for your PC and all your junk. Doesn't work good for this type of build though. Soda can plates. No. No, you shouldn't have that all over your desk. That's not good. I cannot come up with a good design for this side. So I'm going to worry about that side later. I'm going to design the seating side. And I have some good ideas for that, I think, so. We're gonna have to have 2 floors of guest rooms. I was originally not planning on it because I was gonna have a much smaller ship, but we might have to like have 2 or 3 floors. So table there, then that will be like that. I want to round this room again, just for the sake of everything being like that. I might have to go up further. This is where I want to put. I want to put some. Unfortunately, I can't place something in that block. See, tables like that just look weird unless they're right up against a window to me, so I guess having the rounded tables will be acceptable. I have this space. Maybe I shouldn't use the half blocks in this room. That might be a mistake. I'm looking at this at just the wrong angle. My stupid rotations keep switching which way they work. And we can put some small tables in here, right? Ugh. A little organized for my liking. I like something a little more organic feeling, but I think we're gonna get that unless slide this down a little further and put a gap. But I don't particularly care for that idea either. And we can have windows along this wall, and we can fix our bar seating thing by having like window facing seats, and then you just have to stand when you actually go up to the bar area. And we really should put a buffer between that and like the rest of the room here. It's not everyone likes those things being mixed. You come in here, the greeting table is back a little bit. They will have choke point going out of a bar. Never a good idea. We'll just have a double-sided counter there. And then I think we can just make this straight across like so. It doesn't have to be massive. It's just a small thing. You can sit there if you want. Or you can go sit over here.